it's time to dive into Dark Tidings again. This is the second deck I'm opening on here, and I've noticed so many cool things about this set already, having played with my friend the day it came out. And I want to give you some more content to see, because I know not everyone has access to this, and they're probably just itching to see what this set has in store. I will be doing a second stream this week because I'm going to have more decks. I already had all my content for the week mapped out before Dark Tidings was surprisingly available in my area. And as a result, I have so many decks to play. So on Thursday, I'm going to be doing a stream. But I'm going to be doing a stream here on YouTube for the first time, because I'm thinking about either doing 2 streams a week, one on Twitch, one here on YouTube, or in general, just switching over to YouTube. So we're going to experiment and see what people prefer more now, especially with all these new decks I'm going to be opening and posting over the next week. So here we have Impractical Dame Gerard, and it is Untamed, Shadows, and Sanctum. So much Untamed and Shadows for me right off the get, which is not mad. Oh, that's an interesting Archon. I've never seen that symbol before. Looks kind of like a crab with a manta ray with wings or feathers, which is kind of neat. All right, let's see what we have in store here. Come on, little tab. I mean, they made these easier to open, but it feels like it's not easy enough almost. Here's the easy open tab. Side note, it's not that easy. My goodness gracious, I'm here struggle bugging it. There we go. As I damage one of the cards trying to get it open. This German engineering is it's too well engineered. It's made too well. Alright. Here we go. Struggle's real. And we got the Tide card. Now let's see what's in store. So we got Dry the River. Each creature gains while the tide is low. This creature cannot reap. Oh my goodness. Gatekeeper. Nice. Gotta love that. If your opponent has 7 or more Ember, capture all but 5. Radiant Truth. Stun each creature not on a flank. Shoulder Armor. Then we got some more Shoulder Armor. Badge Magus, which says deploy, fight, ready and fight with each of Badge Magus's neighbors one at a time when you fight with Badge Magus. Bulwark is back. Hammergram. Deal 3 damage to a creature and stun it. That's pretty cool, actually. I didn't notice the art properly. We got 2 of those Hammergrams. Larry of the Lake. While the tide is high, each friendly creature gets +2 armor. Oh, I'm really liking the tide synergy here. Shifting Battlefield. Play. Move a friendly creature anywhere in your battle line. That creature captures 1 Ember. Interesting. And then we got, whoa, Strange Ordination. You get 3 Ember. This is basically the new, what is that card? I can't remember the one from Coda, but a new version of it. Play only if the tide is high. Ah, okay. Well, you want the high tide with this Sanctum, that's for certain. Moving over here, we got Finch Cloak in Shadows. Freebooter Fae. Oh yeah, Finch Cloak says fight reap if you have less Ember than your opponent steal 1. Otherwise, each player gains 1. Freebooter Fae is you raise the tide when you play. Reap if the tide is high, steal 1. Gas Pipes Malone, as I always say, the Post Malone of Keyforge. And before fight, the creature Gas Pipes Malone fight captures 1 from its own side. Hard Simpson. Elusive. After Hard Simpson is dealt damage, steal 1. If the tide is low, your opponent steals 1 instead, but it must survive the damage, and it's elusive. We got Hobnobbler. Action. Your opponent has 6 or more Ember. Steal 2. I like that one. Another Hobnobbler. Hornswoggle. If an enemy... Use an enemy artifact as if it were yours. Oh, I like that. You're gonna get hobnobbed and then hornswoggled, okay? And then we have, Jackie Tar. It says it's an elusive creature. Reap, deal 1 damage to a creature. If the tide is high, deal 6 damage to the creature instead. Very nice. 2 Jack-Guitars, 1 Adwilla. While the tide is high, 1-Eyed Willa gains elusive and skirmish, fight, steal 1. Very strong tide stuff in this. We got Seeker Needle is back. Shoulder Id is back. And move on, the Mysticlety. So I have a deck with this. Actually, you saw the deck I first opened, and this was actually really hard to pull off when I was playing with the deck. I found I wasn't using it that often. Maybe it says something about that Untamed. Oh, but the action says, exhaust 1 or more friendly Untamed creatures. If you do, give the Mysticlety 3+1 power counters for each creature exhausted this way, and move it anywhere in your battle line as a creature with 0 power and taunt. Beach Day action. Return a creature to its owner's hand. If the tide is high, gain 1. Then we got All Tied Up. Oh, the pun. If the tide is high, gain 1. Otherwise, raise the tide. So much tide synergy in this deck. Another raise the tide. Deepwater Gruen. Play Reap. If the tide is low, your opponent gains 1. You get 2 Ember for playing it, obviously. 2 Gruens. We got Flumph is back. In fighting, each creature deals damage equal to its power to its right neighbor. Okay, and the flavor on this... Oh, I keep forgetting to read these things. This one says, no one knows why cuteness was a necessary adaptation for the pitch dark of the deep ocean. And then infighting says, establishing dominance within the group appears to be largely pointless. Dr. Escatera. Okay. Another infighting. Keyfrog. Whew, love seeing that all the time. Mookling. Love seeing that. And lastly, Youngest Bear. Alright, you may reap with one of Youngest Bear's neighbors. Oh yeah, and Mookling says your opponent's keys cost +X, where X is Mookling's power. So automatically +2 when it comes out. Very nice. Let's check the stats of this deck. So creatures, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 creatures. And Ember Pips, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's quite a bit. This deck will hate to go up against Infernuses, straight up. So many great targets. There are the rest of the stats. What do I like? Well, in Untamed, let's see what Reap abilities we have outside of Untamed. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 cards, so that's cool to see. Obviously, Mookling is great. Keyfrog is great. We have Infighting to potentially pop Keyfrog. If the tide is high, gain 1. Otherwise, raise the tide. Yeah, this card is not that great, but it works for this deck because I think the tide is important here. A lot of ways to gain Ember. Return a creature if the tide is high, gain 1. Yeah, like I mean, this seems to be really nice. Way to do these all together. And there's a good amount of creatures here to exhaust and use in regards to the Mysticlety and getting that on board. Some taunts never bad. Seeker Needles never bad. Yeah, a lot of tide stuff here. Afterwards I'm gonna count the tide cards, but yes, all this is nice. Liking all this. Yeah, this is just all good stuff. Good meat and potatoes, shadows I feel that exists within the Dark Tidings, and I've noticed I'm definitely seeing a lot of the same cards. So the commons that are common I like them in shadows here. Sanctum, this is very interesting. Sanctum, this is a common, which is cool. Yeah, I want the tide to be high a lot. Each friendly creature gets +2 armor. That is so powerful, and making your opponent have to deal with that. A lot of direct damage, a lot of great ways of fighting. This is going to be really nice. Yeah, if you put this on the Mookling, that could be really game-changing for sure. Gatekeeper is really nice for some scaling Ember control. In Dry the River, each creature gains while the tide is low. This creature cannot reap. Yeah, there's so much tide synergy that I do not mind that card now. It's a little iffy at first. How many ways can we raise the tide here without doing anything? Or I mean, without having to gain chains? 1, 2... 3, there was more. There's only 3, but that doesn't matter. That's still good. I feel the Untamed is quite strong. The Shadows, like Shadows in this set I find it really interesting. The Sanctum here is also cool. This deck seems to have a little bit of everything now that I'm looking at it. And I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, especially like this combo here into Keyfrog with infighting. It gives you a really strong chance of just going boop, 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 Keyfrog. So the burst of Untame is real and back, and I'm liking it. Seeker Needle is not so much... I wish that card was here that you deal 1 damage to everything and then gain Amber for each creature destroyed, because I see some potential there. Yeah, I'm really liking this. The power level on this deck is not super high. That's the one thing. But this is a cool deck. I think it's got a lot of potential. I'm excited to test it out and see what it does. I'm going to be goldfishing this weekend and playing my Dark Tidings against my other sets and going through kind of a little gauntlet there. But that does it for this deck, the Impractically Dame Girard. Let me know your thoughts on this, and please comment below things that you saw that I might have missed. This is still a new set to me, so I'm still getting used to everything. But as always, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged properly. Have a good one.